Straight full toss. He could have hit anywhere. Straight to the fielder. Stationed at mid-off. Will be interesting to see how they've adapted their strategy. They've got a few changes here in the team. Vishal Rupal comes in. Handy to remember because he's been a former team member, core structure, who's belonged in structuring Patiala Shahi. Tries to cut, but gets nothing but thin air into keeper's pouch. Good thing of the game that restarts is that everything comes back to zero, irrespective of how champion you are. You'll have to do the climbing again from the bottom to the summit. Away ground, Teramoto, we're here. While the chill breeze blows, Rishik starts again. Full toss and freebies for Patiala Shahi Cricket Club to open their account. Going down the leg side. Will want to catch the rhythm. It's a full toss, a beamer. Control is going to be essential. Fist bumps, hope the left-hander is all right. Not a good side to get straight away a beamer onto you. You can see at the replay, dances down, but it's nothing but straight onto his chest or glove. No ball called, and will be an opportunity for Samra to free his arms. Was looking in good touch in the previous match against Brampton Royals, but could not full-fledgedly enjoy the liberty. Go straight over the head of the bowler. Will be a decent chase. The grass is trimmed well here at Teramoto. Should get couple at least. And coming back for a third one. Sluggish from the fielders. Would have been a close call, yes and no. Key pointers to note from the previous game, what we've collected is that the singles and running between the wickets was a little hesitant and reluctant, where the Patiala Shahi boys might have felt from the previous game, which gave them defeat, that there were a couple of runs short, 10-20 runs. Couple might be too less to say because in the groove Brampton Royals was an easy climb for them. So far, they've got 3 dots in an over, a no ball, a wide, and 3 runs. Oh, lovely drive. How good is that? Picturesque. Save that canvas. Click him someone. Nicely held. Too late. How lazy of Jannat to watch the ball properly and hit it over the bowler's head. Nowhere safe. Ah, lovely, you beauty. Go again. Was in the slot. Nothing but the ball trickling into the fence. 4 handsome runs for this robust opener. New Jersey for Patiala Shahi boys that they have donned. A lot of symbols that symbolize their strength, power, the omnipresence of them, how they will counter the teams. A lot of history, lore that this team management puts in. Nimble feet coming down, but getting nothing but a dot to end the over. An over completed, 9. Patiala Shahi cricket off to a good start. The comrade for Hishik Mehta will be Ahad, will bowl from the other side. It'll be mesmerizing to see this left hander will be in his groove if he is. Good collect, full stretch of the keeper to avoid any extra runs that his fellow bowler might be conceding. Closer picture to where the fielders are stationed for the left hander. Straight to the fielder and mid on. Different motoring style for Yuvraj. He's had a pleasant season outing where he's been to India, in Punjab. He's also played a trophy in Gujarat, I reckon. Was blistering with his willow, 40 odd runs. Full toss straight to the fielder at covers. Relentless effort from the fielder. Backup, usually we see that initial part of the game, you're too enthusiastic and you leak out with runs. We might have a couple of spectators here at Teramoto enjoying this night game. Ah, lovely. That's a lovely trademark flick from the southpaw. That's his panache. How lovely he can look when the left-hander can play those shots using his wrist. He did not try to overhit the ball. There you see in the slot and flick it bang on. Replay showing you what prowess of this left-hander is. Nicely cut. Nicely cut away. The ball should trickle into the fence, but the field's coming handy to the bowling team by putting a little barricade, a layer of extra grass, stopping the ball from going into the boundary. 3 runs. They're looking in good touch. Let's go back to the archive of 2023, where 2 times Patiala Shahi Cricket Club was playing against UZ Markhor. Was an easy ride for them. Wasn't really an uphill task. They were in the groove and their momentum. They absorbed 8 runs so far on the pads. Flicks it well, drilling down to the fielder. They might want to keep the shine on the new ball for the new bowlers to utilize the ball swinging if they're using this slight and mild wind. On paper, Patiala Shahi team looks pretty balanced. They've got Kohinoor Kalia's home coming. Initially, when the team was formed, he was the former member. Full toss, free gives, good effort again in the field to stop couple of more runs. 1 run to end the over. After 2 overs, 19, Patiala Shahi at the minute motoring. Things seeming easy. Nothing's really troubled the boys in gold and black. They'll have to find an answer. Previous matches, the big boy, it was Rayan Pathan who was taking a knock to UZ Markhors against them, a slobber knocker. And this time, always from Patiala Shahi, it was one or the other to shoulder up, to take the guard against the barrage coming towards them. Rashek to continue nicely down on one knee, opened his full face of the bat. Should get couple of runs at least. Coming back for the third one, will have to hurry, and he scampers back well in time without any hesitation. She conceded 9 runs of his first over. Janat's been away from strike. Usually, you'd want to carry the momentum. Yuvraj's phase maximum number of deliveries, but it isn't like he isn't scoring. Both of them scoring at brisk rate. But would that be an issue? Straight in the slot, flying edge should allow the ball to keep the legs on to go to the boundary. The ball had enough legs on him to go to the boundary. Flying edge in the slot, wanted to take on. Usually, the dynamic style of this opener was pretty robust, who tries to take on everything what's full. You give width, he'll take you on. On the full, everything's happening, nothing going right at the minute for UZ Markhor. Too early to predict. 20 overs game, but this has been the fashion of T20. The team who claws in first tries to mark the territory and thumbs down the opposition, which at times have proven to be tough for the opposition to recover from the thumps. No real control. That's a poor delivery. Going really down the offline. 29 already. They are in the third over. Will be invaluable runs. as the game progresses, and they'll open up their field a little defensive that they'll go on. This is going to be crucial. The power play, 6 overs they'll want to cover. They'd want to plunder everything they can get in these 6 overs. Back of the length, going down the leg, attempts to rectify the length and line. The length was correct, but not the line. It's always, it feels that the commentators and the spectators are a little biased with the left-handers, but the lazy shot the left-handers play, it's majestic to see a left-hander in his groove. What a boy on his one day against Hong Kong, 124. Goes down the track. He shows his class. Is it the first one? And yes, says the umpire with his both arms raised in air. 6 runs to collect. No extra runs rewarded for class. He'll just have to be happy with 6 runs right now. There you can see he was waiting, just like a trigger, down the track. And bang on. Gets half a dozen straight onto the side screen. Off the back foot. Punches straight to the sweeper. Will be happy with 1. He'll have to bowl 2 extra deliveries because he's bowled 3 wides. So far, the timeline of the over: 3, 4, 2 wides, a wide plus 2, 1, 1, a wide extra, 6, 1. Not a phone number, but the timeline of the over. Nicely bowled. Would have been in the block hole if he wouldn't have utilized his footwork. Giving a little shimmy down the ground. Janath would want to consider his strike rate as well, because last time he was against Brampton Royals, that might have bothered him a little, where he was trying, but the team was too good for the openers to get the better of them. Back of the length. This is better. This is better. What Rishik can do. Should be living up to his potential. The captain would be backing him up. The over ends 37 off 3. Yuvraj batting on 21. 13 deliveries that he's faced. Janath was kept away from strike, but that wouldn't concern him much as long as the runs are coming in for the team. This can prove out to be a chink in the armor because Janath, away from strike, he hasn't faced much of the deliveries. Full toss. Chance to free his arm. Good sliding effort. The mid-on and mid-off's been a little difficult to pierce. If anything's hit along the carpet. But that is a factor when you've got your gun fielders guarding those 2 sections of the field, and you're asking the batsmen, try to pierce them. Anything permeable will be difficult, and the batsman at times gets frustrated because a good looking shot, not going for a boundary, you're not capitalizing on that good looking shot, allows the batsman to do something gullible. Oh, lovely. Is it coming? Catch it to the crowd, says who? The right hander. Collecting another half a dozen. What a great pickup shot. He just screams that away into the leg side, and the rest work is done by our little friend Wind here for the batting team. This can be a factor. Anyone who's trying to cancel out the weather conditions at times overlook. These can come handy to you when you know what the conditions are. Assessing of the conditions is bonus. It's got something. It's come here. A little feathernick of his bat. 44. Looks like the new colors of the jersey are doing the trick, motivating the batters this time to spend a little more time on the crease. Wickets were in quick succession. Dance of the feet. There you go. See you later, alligator. I'm sure the drivers going on the road have their insurance because in some time you'll see the ball flying across everywhere on this field. Going down, says goodbye. I remember the spectator who's left his bicycle alone. He was going somewhere and he stopped to watch by the lefty and righty combo. Oh, you beauty! But the beauty perishes here. The beauty will have to go because he could not get the full willow and good change of pace from the bowler. This will be a respite for the bowling team here. Good change of pace from Ahad. Bowls little more full, followed the batter and into the lap of the fielder who's on mid-on. Partnership broken, a successful partnership of 50 runs. This is the fourth over. 50 runs have come and brisk. They haven't been lousy, whiling their time on the crease. Everything that they've tried have tried to maximize and play to the potential. Except for the skill set, what Ahad had, he outplayed the batter, followed him well to collect one wicket on his name for today. Would it be Sumit who will be walking out again after one down? What a calculated player he is that we've seen a little glimpse from him from game one, where everyone had problems. Brampton Royals putting brakes on the batters of Patiala Shahi. He was the only batter. Yes, he is. Sumit Gohil, who'll take his mark. What a player. We've seen his quality in game one against Brampton Royals and Andrew McCandless. Easy pickings. Opens his account with one. Two sixes and 2 runs, 1 wicket that they've lost. So, would it be a successful over for the bowling team or the batting team? We leave that to you to decide, to the spectators and our viewers. 4 overs completed. The score is on 51 off 1 wicket. And if I remember from the previous game, every time we'll have to go back and forth because this gives us an opportunity to look back and see where the batters are, where the teams are, to reflect and review and how the game plan works. Has looked in subtle touch against spin, but the fright of hand what Kalpit has is going to be pivotal for Used Markhor to pick another wicket. Nicely bowled, straight to the fielder. They need this tight line. A gamble the captain will be playing here. He's bought the bowler in the power play where they are bleeding with runs, but spin is the option. You have to try everything. You'll have to play fearless cricket. As a decent bowler who's economical. I haven't really seen Kalpit go wicketless, and the two games I've seen Kalpit and BDCL night is a partnership breaker coming around for the left-hander. They've got a deep square leg for the left-hander. If he tries to sweep, a long on. Two players outside the circle. A nicely flighted to the fielder at point. Now bring on. We know how resilient Samra is with his batting skill set and acumen, but will this pressure take on him because runs were coming in easily, and will this be an opportunity for the bowling team to say bring on another spinner? Half tracker will have to collect at least a couple. Will be happy with one because another spinner comes in and asks the batter, gives that stimulation. If they stimulate, saying that, come on, bring out, you try, I'll try to bowl, you come out and hit me, that's going to procure them a chance of wicket. Just like that, nice little stride, soft hands from Sumit. One thing what stands out and balances the equilibrium between these two batters is that their basics, every time they get it right, when you see them striding forward, bending, there you see bending, head down, still position, and gets another six. Talking about basics, he keeps them right, nothing too fancy, collects six. Same thing happened in his one day that is played against Hong Kong. Malaysia was overpowering. He got him cheaply, but the man stood up tall, the lad who's 17, 18 years old, and scored 124. 60 runs off 5 overs. Down for one wicket, which has come in the form of Jannat Preet. I've seen an only game that has been scored over 150. Any game which is scored over 150 is going to be an uphill task because you've got a big boulder that the batsman will have to push uphill, and either you're going to get crushed by it if you've got only two or three players who are only going to do more of the task, but it's going to require team effort. One more over. Are they going to utilize it? Oh, lovely. How good is that? Creaming away towards extra cover. And I will be disappointed if the ball hasn't reached the boundary. That ball had to be at the boundary to collect 4 runs. Nothing but curse the extra grass. Signs of danger, signs of good viewership for anyone who are batting finickies, to watch. Good batting. Class oozing out of Summit. Yuvraj batting on 29 of 17. Uses his wrist, pushing the ball into the leg side. Gets to. Certainly, something's changed about this player. Usually, they've tried floating Samra up and down the order, but this time the captain would want him to stick as an opener. Usually, we would see from the previous season that he would take a little while to get in the groove, but he's changed. Lovely delivery. Lovely delivery, but paid respect. Ahad's been exceptional with his change of pace, has managed well. Skyer is connected that well. What a pickup shot. And the umpire decides to give it as a 4. That's the audience in the background. It's just not you and me, the viewership, that says, what a shot that is. Sky, I'm not saying about the night sky. Does that remind you about Surya Kumar Yadav, who takes the ball from leg off, playing just like EA Sports 2007 cricket? Nothing too wrong. Nothing too wrong with the delivery for Ahad. He shouldn't be disheartened. Got better of him again. Running across. Will it go away for 4 runs? Yes, it is. He's showing how wristy he can be. Flexible. My wrists hurt looking at that shot. He would have to roll everything out of his wrists to play that. One bounce catch for the viewer. Nice little park to enjoy your walk. But if you are someone who's sitting on the stand, bring yourself a bucket of popcorn. What is that? He's managed to chip that out. Coming back. How good is that? He dealt that out completely. Does it remind me of Agandeas or Baskin Robbins? A scoop, please. 6 completed, 77 for 1 wicket down. Good signs and pretty ominous for UZ Markhors. This is an excellent power play score. Any team would want to mount. Already, Patiala Shahi boys trying to thump them with pressure. The demand for UZ Markhors right now is of taking wicket. But for who? That's the question. This is going to be double trouble. Kalpit's been economical. Nicely flighted. He's very distinct. When compared to the other spinners, you'd see that he's not shy from giving the flight. He loops and asks the batsman to wait. That's your key strength as a spinner. Yes, you might have variations in your artillery left, but as a spinner, As a finger spinner, you'd want to make the batter see the ball. Half tracker, yes, yes, going down the leg. We were talking about variation. This one, very well changed. You've seen him bowl on the up, releasing the ball at the right release point, and suddenly, just like a catapult, has pulled his length back. And there was enough pace to outplay Samra. He's been seeing the ball well. If spins if spin is giving them a little trouble to the batters to pick the ball, they should deploy another spinner from the end. This is what we feel. Belts across the wicket. It'll be a long chase for the fielder. Gets in time to cut the ball. This will be a good partnership for in respect of the non-striker Yuvraj, because Samit's played a lot of games in India. A good change of pace. This Dane exclaimed Kalpit was very composed at times. Was surprised to see ball not turn and just pass it by the off stump. He's played a lot of games, Samit in India. He's got that experience. He knows how to half tracker, and that's what happens one time. And this is the second time he was well enough to read that half tracker coming at him. Stands tall and long levers to dispatch ball for 6 more runs. He ends the over well. The last laughs by Yuvraj. 88 of 1 wicket, 7 overs completed. Batting well of 39 in 22. The sad tribute of Samit reminds me of Hashim Amla, who is frenetic in scoring runs, but that's between the wickets. When he runs across, you don't know where the runs are coming from, but yes, they are coming. Put the pressure on the fielders, get better of them, make them tired, collect runs, and then play around them with boundaries. Another spinner summoned. Taha. Very well bowled. Good release. Changes in the field suggested. On the pads. We'll get one. At this time, I know we've got a little cricket pundits who are watching a live stream. What would you do in this circumstance where the batsman's coming ballistic at you? Would you try everything? Would you bring on your spinners, or would you regroup and say them, "But we'll try something different," because I haven't seen a bouncer from any fast bowler, but except for the spinner who was successful until the last over. Nicely flighted, nicely bowled. The power play is ended. Would be a harsh call to say that, the bowling hasn't tried anything, but a little brownie points, a little extra brownie points for the batting team who's played well. But in respect to how UZ Markhor, the team is very well balanced. They go strength to strength, know what their strengths are, know when to utilize the bowlers. They've got good batting. Good change of pace again deceived him with quick roll of his shoulder. This is proving out to be a good over from Taha. Or has it? Yes, I think the over's concluded with 5 runs of the over. This is a breather for the bowler and the fielders as well. The very first over, what we've seen was for 9, and nothing coming down from 9 except for this one. 5 runs of the over. Down the order, if a wicket goes down, do not label me. I'm not praying for a wicket, just like how CSK fans pray for wickets to fall quickly and see Dhoni in action. I'm not saying that. Just in case we consider a scenario of wicket falls, I think Vishal's padded up and he's been in a good touch in Lakeshore League. A monolith total that Patiala Shahi scored. The captain's gone back to Kalpit. Shown trust. Will that pay off? Asking to wait. This is good probing. This is good probing. Now you ask him, if you're using that line, the batter will either have to sweep, where your chances are to get him in front of the stumps, an inch shorter, that allows Summit to free his arms. He's like a sweet poison, right? The batter, you see, Summit, because he doesn't really try to hit the ball too hard. Trying all angles. Beautiful release. Cries of catches will only be caught after the ball meets the rope. Never ending love story today for the ball and the boundary. If anything that's been bowled a little fuller, that you see there was nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. He waited and he knew where the fielder was. He was a little wide of the long off. And he's hit that straight in the V. Usually the coaches say there's nowhere better and safe to hit over the bowler's head. Goes on, down on one knee, cries of catches, 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 catch it. Again, 50 comes up in style for Yuvraj Samra. Playing in fashion. Has never been out-fashioned. You can see down on one knee, same line. He's pulled that back a little backward, and his eyes lit up. That 100 also comes up. Swivels across. A blemish that I have to find from the batting innings right now would be that the wicket that has fallen, but except for that, everything's going super class. Utilizes the depth of the crease, sends into one, gets two. The merit of the game is such that you'll have to be quick. That will be discussed after this over. 9 completed after 9, 107 for 1. Might take a little break, but so far the synopsis of the innings started with 9 runs, boundaries coming from everywhere. You can see the scorecard on your screen. The only wicket of Jannat Preet, who was batting in good fashion as well, who scored 21 of 10 balls, had to go for a sweetener, which was given to the fielder who was at mid on. And we resume with the game where Samra batting on 52 and Samit on 26 of 18 deliveries. Right method. Quick on the feet. Apt technique implied, because from one end, runs are coming freely. Samra is swinging both ways, and Samit is trying to anchor the innings. Was a little wider from the fielder who had short covers. Good fielding from the sweeper, who's at square, had to cover a lot of ground, contained them with one. Got a long off for the righty. A long on now. Can say a deep mid wicket instead of long on. Pretty hard to directly assess where the fielders are with the dimensions. And a viewing. Cuts down, cuts late, gets one. Nudges it down to the fine leg for one. If you're curious with the graphics, what happened on the page with Patiala Shahi, and you see what's happening, how to display or brand your business, then there's only one, just like Summit, who's playing one handedly to rotate. Six Creations is your partner to reach out to. All ones line, triple one and one. 10 overs complete. And the score's 112 for one. Run rate 11 and over. Scored by Patiala Shahi at the moment. A lot of wickets sitting in shed. Mohsin to start afresh. Oh, lovely. Coming at Combox, utilized the pace, stood tall, and it's dropped by the spectator too. Fresh starting, fresh sixes. He's got pull, he's got hook, he's got covers, he's got straight, he's got everything. Cricketing shots at epitome. Mohsin's been welcomed with a six. On the pads, drifts down. What a shot that was from the left-hander. We were thinking that the pace was the X factor from Mohsin. But what about that? That the left-hander who stood tall. A good change of pace. Good change of pace. Someone who's bowling like him, who's got menacing pace. And if you can change that, can deceive any sort of batter. News from the sources. We'd like to congratulate Mr. Prem Prasad. Nice with the congratulations, Yuvraj. Greeting. The fielder overruns himself. Good way to congratulate Mr. Prem Prasad, who's been appointed as director at large for Cricket Canada. What a way. It's not us, but the batter who's on strike as well sends the warm regards. Cricket's growing. The growth season is here. T20 World Cup here. Nice shape held. As you see the partnerships growing, if you want to grow in your real estate, you know where to go grow more. A sponsor. They've been tamed. The bowling unit, not resembling the usual character what UZ Markhor has. 11 overs, 124, planning to mount a gigantic total. Drilled out into the covers. Clears his front leg. Will be a chase for the fielder. Slides. Desperate efforts. But nothing can stop the ball tearing to the fence. He's batting well. Of 37 balls, 69 has scored. He's been in some form. Outside edge, falls short of the fielder. Was a half chance. But would you take that at this point? If everything's been sent to boundaries, runs coming smoothly and freely for the batting team, start would be the key. Good follow back to shoo the batter away back to the crease. Rock solid defense. Goes back. Invited him forward. That's in the gap. Sumit's distinction has been that he's always been on his feet. He's well aware of the game. He knows what is happening. This is usually in NBA, this is called as the triangle strategy. If you're well aware of Nicely clipped into the leg side for one. We'll discuss about the triangle strategy after this over. 12 overs completed, and the score is 131 for the fall of one wicket. That has been really, really stingy by not giving any runs. 18 deliveries is bowled, and he's only conceded 17 runs. How good is that? He's doing the dirty work. He's trying to block, fit in a cork from one side where there's been a heavy influx of runs. The bowling scorecard, Rishik Mehta, who's bowled two, has been expensive, and everyone else except for Taha. Mohsin, change of pace, slides across. Seventy runs scored. Change of pace. He's rolled his arm. This should be taken. This should be taken. Yes, it is taken. And they're happy, elated, jubilant, whatever you call it. And Yuvraj goes down for 70. What an innings he's been from the left-hander. Everyone applauds. There you see he's changed his pace. Back of the hand, you may call it, or he might have rolled his fingers and was an easy catch. Everyone might have been praying back in the sheds, on the field to collect the catch. And yes, Yuvraj fades after scoring 70 valuable runs. He scored at a pace and he's given the team a structure, a base, and he's anchored the innings for Patiala Shahi. They've got a lot of overs remaining and a lot of batters in the shed. Now it is upon the middle order and the lower middle order to utilize. Usually you see Bhagwan Singh coming down the order. They've sent him up. Can be a pinch hitter. Was good delivery. An excellent change of pace from Mohsin. First ball, Yuvraj bowled him. He was treated with utmost disrespect for that fast delivery coming at his helmet. He swiveled, timed it to perfection, and Mohsin, who's shown him his skill set, who's shown what he possesses in his artillery. Can change of pace, half tracker. Says yes. Samit sends back. A no ball bowled. And free hit signals the umpire. I'll have to see if Samit gets his hands dirty. We've seen everything clean. Will he go at the bowler? Free hit. Again, good change of pace. Did not give any width or length to the batter. This has been tremendous from UZ Markhor's bowling attack. If Mohsin's bowling in this sort of pressure and he's able to full toss, if he's able to utilize and know what he's bowling, where he's bowling, to who he's bowling, with the pace variation, then he's checking the boxes. If they're stopping Patiala Shahi under 200 or 180 at least, they should pat their backs. They've done a good job. Slices well. Kept the face of the bat open in deliberation. Inches away to meet the boundary. 3 runs that you can see in the replay. Was a little wider. Played it late. Used his wrist again. And a little teaser just before the boundary line. Ball remaining. Comes down to get one. And with one, the over ends. 13 completed. And the score is 140. Scoring at 10.77 an over. There have been two no balls here. Extras have been concerning for UZ Markhor. Two more overs, and they'll be in the last phase of the game. And usually that's the time you see that the batters change their gears and try to accumulate as many runs as they can. Good delivery. That one wicket from Samra has brought back UZ Markhor a little in the game, I would say. They are crawling back because Bhagwan's a new batter, and it'll be difficult for any batter at any stage to go at you at ball one. If you're bowling a full toss, that's a whole different story. Or if it's in the slot, if you're gifting it, then it'll be an easy pick on you. But the way Taha's bowled with full control, it'll be difficult for the batter who's new to the crease, Bhagwan Singh, to understand what's going on and keep the run rate steady. Good change of pace, was in the slot, should go back. Would have been a run out if the ball was thrown in time to the bowler. Tries of catches, one bounce, two bounce to the fielder. I, I really like it. I really like it how Samit converts ones into twos and twos into twos when required into threes. His running has been a standout factor for me. Always looking for easy runs. There you go. There you go. He knew it. The fielder was a little on the circle. Another over ends. Just 6 runs. Taha's bowled out, has maximized all his overs. The captain 23 and worthful overs. 4 worthful overs were Taha's bowl just by conceding 23, where everyone were going above 8 or 9 and over. Two dents so far that UZ Markhors have given. Patiala Shahi were Janatpreet's wicket and Yuvraj's wicket. Kalpat on bowled for 34. Mind boggling figures for him because at a regular day at office, he's not that expensive, but it's been one hell of a ride for UZ Marcos. Good attempt, good dives. Again, a no ball. It's a crime. It's a crime for a spinner to bowl a no ball. If you're a spinner, you're bowling too hard. Swings his arms, sends into the night sky, and the fielder collects, but it's a free hit. You can see, should try that often. That's the ideal length. Half tracker, speed on the bat. Squeezes that one out for a single. .150's come up. The last two balls, they're on 153. The previous over, the run rate was 10.77, and suddenly we see a slight decline. Kalpit's bowled out his overs for the day. 4 overs, 40 runs is what he's conceded. A night to forget for him. And that's how the scorecard looks. Neat and tidy. With 70 runs from the top order, left-hander who scored in class and regalness. Jannat, who was looking good, who took on the aggression. But Sumit was batting on 44 of 33 deliveries. Batters look a little tired. The fielders have also been kept busy. Good time. Bhagwan's batting on 7 of 9 deliveries. They'd want Bhagwan to spend more time on the crease than Sumit, because his phase 9 deliveries, we haven't seen any aggressive shot coming out of his willow. He's trying everything he can. That Simranjeet is the new bowler. Spinners have been effective, I would say. Kalpit's been a little expensive than what's been expected of him. But you look at Taha's overs, he's really been proficient. He's exuded that hope to the captain to bring out another spinner. Very well bowled, very well bowled. He's trying to do everything to get hold of a delivery from Satsimran. Goes down to the fielder at long on, a bounce, and gets only one. UZ Markhor will take this any day, any time if it's just singles, because the way in the manner Patiala Shahi boys were batting, the singles really shouldn't hurt them. A Skyer should come back for the second. A good throw. Something's really changed with the new batter, and a wicket fallen for a wicket taken by UZ Markhors. Slowly, they're trying and creeping inside the game, trying to lock the runs out and trying to make the batsmen desperate and go for a shot which is not fundamental with the batting style of them. 16 overs completed. Last 4 overs remaining. 158. At once we were thinking the score would go over 190 to 100, which was very obvious. Good delivery, good delivery. Back of the length. played against the line. Let's have a closer look at Samit batting. You usually see Samit playing exactly in the line of the ball. He moves. There you see. Uses his footwork to align himself well. Should be a green flag for Bhagwan because 2 wickets, 8 more batters, considering at least 6 more batters sitting in the dugout. He should take a chance. Like that is the second time the bowler is tripped. Would be the worst case scenario that they would want the bowler to hurt himself. 160 already on board. Yes, no, maybe, says the umpire. And a good innings. He should have called it out for a no. Was a little tired. Yes, no, he was halfway down. Says no, Bhagwan was halfway and Samit knew that he was gone. Good fielding effort. And UZ Markhor might be back in the game with 3 wickets down. Samit Goel would not be happy going back, but he's played for the team. 48. The song what he sung, well, summon the brethren for hitting well. Now it's up to the other team players. Half tracker and out on crease. Dilroop's out. Two identical players in form of batting style, I would say, Dilroop and Bhagwan, would go after the bowler just like that. Are here. The over ends 17 completed, 160 to anything. If they're able to restrict Patiala Shahi under 180, that's a phenomenal, fantabulous job the bowling team's done. It's up to the batters to see what score the captain might have discussed. This is what we look for. At a moment, we were discussing about the triangle strategy by Phil Jackson, who's been one of the successful coaches of the great teams like Lakers, Chicago Bulls, and who's been the ring winner for 11 times. A full toss. Yes, 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 he's taken one. The triangle strategy, you'd say that the fielders or the players who are on the court, they usually do not decide what is happening. So everything falls in place automatically. And he's cleaned up, rattled his stumps, and yes, says with a little slinger, the zingers light up. Sat Simran sends down Bhagwan back to the sheds after spending time in crease for 15. After 15 balls, he scored 12. So this is what happens when we talk about the triangle strategy, right? Even for the batting team, bowling team, all the players should have to be in the groove to should be in the groove for things to happen on the go, because one player who's outside of the flow disrupts. So this is what happens when Phil Jackson used to say that it's not me, it's the players who are doing, it's not my strategy that I'm looking out on, it's the players. As the game progresses, they acknowledge it and wear on the right cloth according to the game. Straight to the batter. that he's hit to the bowler. That you can see on the replay was hit hard back at the bowler. Cries of catches and an attempt for the catch. Yes, the keeper. The fieldwork's been tidy. Was that a half chance or am I being a little too enthusiastic? Suddenly we see with this momentum, we were talking about the flow that's been disrupted with the boundaries. Boundaries have started to dry up for the boys in gold and black. Manages to dig out. The opening architect to carve this innings to this stage was good. Intent was shown from the opening pair. Going down, and yes, goodbye. Goodbye to Vishal Rupal, who scored galore of runs, but not today. Another wicket falls for Patiala Shahi. That brings on a new batter. New batter coming in will cause more troubles for him to settle and allow the strike to rotate and see what's happening on the pitch. At one times where the wicket taking was looking difficult, it seems cakewalk for UZ Markhor, and the domino effect, what one would call one leads to another, and the similar way how one falls in place and the rest starts falling in place. If you 18 overs completed, oh, that was away from the keeper. The batter, everyone skipped that one. That a no ball is what the umpire is signaling. A wide with both his arms stretched out. Runs collected. Oh, that's a full toss. That's not a star coming down. 6 runs out of the park to collect half a dozen. Is hit that like a bazooka, a cannonball. If there's a small river, puddle, anything there, they'll have to be careful because they'll have to use ball another over and a half. What a shot that was from Dilroob. Flexes his muscles. They need these type of hits. He's one of a kind for Patiala Shahi. As a captain or as a player, when having discussion with Dilroob, he was like, irrespective of the position, the team wants me to bat. As long as I'm contributing for the team, I'm happy to do that. Half tracker, good pace, good pace. To use that against the new batter, Gurkaran. Now, the ploy would be to keep this new batter on the strike as long as they can. Skies high, fielders converging. Will he be able to take that? Yes, an easy catch. Practice session for catches here. Enough of the batting session, says the boys who are batting. They're trying everything. He perishes last phase and they need that. Anything that he's trying to hit that. And a wicket falls. He's playing it well. But how good, how resilient, how determined Yuzi Markhor has been in this innings. At one time, the run worm, if we can have a look at the run worm, you'd see that it was spiking up. There you see the wave causing. At one time in the initial overs, till 4 overs, there was a little curve ascending, and suddenly the runs started coming down with spinners over. They started again hammering, but now with those dots, wickets coming in and out, has really helped Yuzi Markhor. Bring it on, good cricket. Dilrup says come back for the second, and yes, acknowledges the batter was Robin. Robin sent down of 6 wickets. What a great game we are having. One game against Brampton Royals 2023 reminds me in Andrew McCandless, which went down to the wire, and this team is capable, Yuzi Markhor, to combat against Patiala Shahi and give us another enthralling in this theatre for BDCL, where we can see a stellar fighting contest between Yuzi Markhor's and Patiala Shahi cricket team. 179 after 19 overs, 10 more runs shot, I would say, at this stage, according to me, because the batting momentum suddenly slipped away from Patiala Shahi. Credits to the boys in green. Was managed well. This is a gamble from the Yuzi Markhor's captain. 5 more balls remaining. Dilrup on strike. Big fella, big muscles. He's got good hitting range. If anything's in his arc, forget it. 5 more balls, how many can he collect? Should come back for the second. Should aim back for the second. Robin has to be quick. No, says Robin. Dilrup's upset. What is happening? Should have been a second one. If our viewers are watching, there you can see it's been a little slip. Yes, no, he's looking. What are you doing? He's far away. He's not happy. Indeed, you would be unhappy. At this stage, you'd want to loot everything and anything thrown at you. Goes big, high, not long enough, not long enough. Satsimran settling under the ball and cotton ball. Should have happened. Dilrup will have to stay. Another delivery till he comes back to strike. Another new batter walks to the crease. The golden arm, the spin has done trick. 2 wickets. It would be less how commendable the figures have been for Taha. The way he's bowled, his economical spell, 4 overs 23, has done some magic. (180). 3 more deliveries. Satsimran might be thinking that what if this was a defending game? Would I be able to defend 4 runs, 5 runs? Or what if this was a chasing game for Patiala Shahi? Would they be able to score 12 runs of these 3 deliveries? Dilrup comes back to strike. Remaining 2 balls, just 2 runs. Mind you, this is the last over. A spinner bowling last over. How well, how good of control he's having on his line and length. Oh, has deceived him. It's hard to believe. Who stood tall, change of pace, Satsimran, you beauty. He's just conceded 12 runs, 3 wickets. He'll be going down to the dugout as a hero. No, some tricks here, some tricks here. Giving his flash of the arm, trying to read what the batsman's trying to do. A dot. Just 2 overs and a wicket. Just 2 runs, my bad. 2 runs, 1 wicket. How good of an over this is. Would this be the turning point in the game, the last over that has made the difference? Just 2 runs. We'll catch you up again in the second innings, but to give you a quick recap, that's been a hammering from the openers. Janatpreet, who's come out in a fashion, went all along to slog with Samra, his scintillating 70 of 41. Janatpreet, who gave a little catch on the mid-on of 10 runs. Sumit's been good with touch. Always he's been never short of runs. Scored 48, shy of 2 runs for his 50. And Bhagwan Singh, who struggled a little, facing 16 deliveries, scored 12 runs. And Dilroop struggled in the end, but had a good striking of the ball. And wickets, 3 wickets thrown in quick succession. Vishal, Gurkaran, and Robin Sekho. Karanpreet had to face only one ball, and 181 and 14 runs extra is what UZ Markhor would go back to the drawing board and say that 14 runs extra that we've scored, and that has been the case. And the bowling's been in such a manner that Hrishik Mehta, who was not in his rhythm, was not able to catch any good deliveries of his release, who bowled 2 overs, 27 runs. Mian Ahad was the first partnership breaker, 41 runs. Kalpit, 40 runs. Taha Ali, take a bow, sir. No wickets, but crucial overs. How well he has been the constructor to give wickets, and his overs have been pivotal to give them this lead where we were thinking 200 might be the score Patiala Shahi would be eyeing for. And Mohsin Sajjad, the second wicket taker, 2 wickets that is taken on his name, 36 runs. And Sat Simran, how about you? Last over, how critical that over can be, how instrumental that bowling figure is. 2 runs, a wicket in the last over, honest figure to ornament 3 overs, 12 runs, and 3 wickets. What an over, what a player. We are looking for the second innings showdown. We'll join you shortly. Welcome back to innings number two, where the boys are ready for the brawling session, where UZ Markhors are to chase 181, 182 from 120 balls. There's a mammoth total. Dilrub has opened the innings with ball in his hand. Will be very crucial. The 6 overs of power play, how the batters, the opening pair, would utilize. Taha, who's done half his job with hand, ball in his hand, is on the crease with bat. Soft hands, sends down to the long on for one. I've never really seen a team chase 180 in Andrew McCandless or Teramoto, where the rivals are worth fighting for, just like teams UZ Markhor and Patiala Shahi. Nicely bowled, appeals straight on the thigh pad. If you're hearing us, you might hear us sniffle a little because it's starting to get cold, and there you can see the ball jags back, and not a pleasant weather to get yourself hit. On the thigh pad, clips off well. A positive start, trying to play accordingly. 5 of the over. Steady start for UZ Markhors. Ta Ali and Ishan Patel, the opening pair. We usually see the explosive opener. The last season, I've seen Ramiz Durrani open for UZ Markhor. Needs some sort of batting style from the openers. The way he bats on, tries to cover the 6 overs. Karanpreet will bowl to Ishan, freeing his arms. The fielders and the players on the field, and even us, might have not considered the night to be this cold. Usually it is here at Teramoto. He's got pace. Ball one shows that he can do the work with good fast pace. But will pace be enough? He needs to have control. We've seen what has happened with Ahad, Rishik Mehta, who had pace, but a little digressing with control from the line. They were digressing from the line. Karanpreet Badesha. It's from the bottom part of the bat. Time and time we talk about how things quickly, in a swift manner, change in T20 games, because 20 overs and 1 over, you stop scoring. Eventually, run rate spikes up, goes on edge. Should come back for the second one. Intent will be important. The way the batters present themselves to the batting team. They should not be rolling with the punches, should come out and try to see where they can use their batting strength against which bowler, because usually it is that the teams like this, like UZ Markhor, when they go back as a unit, as a collective unit who are very cohesive, they play against each other. They, good delivery, very good delivery, adjustment in the line length. You can see that he's dropped his pace as well. Was bowling on the offside, bowls on the first stump with a change of pace too. When UZ Markhor goes back to the whiteboard, they would say discussion upon the strategy. They would reflect that these are the bowlers, these are the batters they have, who's going against who. So, a lovely pick to the fielder for the batter, first blood drawn. For a minute, I thought the ball would be racing like a rocket for 6 runs, but the connection was good, could not get length, the distance, and height. First wicket falling for UZ Markhor. Tahali goes back to dugout. He's been efficient with ball, but he'll have to wait for another night or a day to prove his acumen with bat. Everything working in the favor of boys in black and gold. Patiala Shahi, New Jersey, would not want to sprinkle salt on the wounds, but would the New Jersey had helped them against Brampton Royals? We'll leave that discussion to you. A lot of values that the team management from Patiala Shahi tries to inculcate. Good adjustments from Karan Preet. Talking about values, there's one formidable force, Vishal Rupal, who's been a former of the team, who's at slip one, who's been a constructor from the initial phase, had said that how good is that? How quick is that? Patience is the key. Two overs completed. Go back to the scoreboard after this quick pace where the bowler beats is all ends beaten up. Is trying to create room for him. If this is how his regular play is, it's going to be easy for the bowler to target wickets. Because when you're trying to leave your wickets, expose it and show the three sticks to the bowler, and he knows where his mark is. Five runs of the over. Last time, the game one season opener for them, the spin was a little off balance, according to me. Very well bowled. I think he's got some power of the bat. Two runs to collect. Somewhere for the bowling team, I felt that the spinners were a little off balance because they only had Samit from one end who was bowling and containing, but from the other side, right now we've got Sheel Patel, Samit who can roll his arm. Nicely flicked across using his body weight, transferring his weight on the front foot. Good call. 9 and over, 9.5 and over. Says the run rate according to the projection. The batter barely knew where the ball was coming. There was a wild swing. Somewhere I feel the keeper, Danish, has been excellent behind the stumps with his glove work. It's a little uncomfortable the way he is taking his stance. One's weakness is an opportunity for the other team to exploit and bank on. Comfortable 2 runs. His opened the face of the bat, cleared the front foot, made room out for himself. Good shot to head behind the head of the bowler. 2 runs to collect. This is good. The boundary dimensions are big. Till the fielders cut the ball and reach towards it, they can collect twos. They're going 2 and over, 2 runs per ball, and then a boundary as a bonus should put UZ Markhor in a comfortable position. Direct hit, and he was gone. 3 overs completed, 16 with 1 wicket down. Currently to continue. Was it in deliberation or he forgot his mark? See the batter where he is, but looks like there was something wrong with his run up. Very well bowled, drifting down the pads. The line is the concern, but if that was somewhere between the stumps, you can see good delivery, drifting down stumps. The umpire has no hesitation to call that one as a wide. Great stance from Ishan Patel, keeping his head still. Look at his bat where it is, taking the trigger position of the bat. The left-hander sends that into the sky, going up. Yuvraj under the ball. will go as a dropped catch, not easy running backwards. Or will go as a dropped catch. Another chance given. There were cries from the fielder. Was nowhere near. Not easy to spot a white dot. Dabs that one to the fielder. Yes. Is home safely. A little drama to keep the viewers on the edge of their seats. Yes, no. We do like drama. But is this going to be a one sided, simple storyline that's been scripted by Patiala Shahi, or we are having a climax or an anti-climax by UZ Markhor here? Punches it firmly between the fielders. The difference here will be the type, the way, and the method used by the batting team, the way the runs are coming. In the power play, the aggressive approach from the batters, the opening pair, that helped them to get that soft cushion. That's really menacing. That's really menacing. Good pace from Karan Preet. A bouncer or two from him. That'll make a good statement as a fast bowler that I'm here. You can see he's asking the batter to sniff the ball. Fielders who don't want to catch the ball as it gets cold. But there's no other option. Bang onto the stumps. Aggression from the bowler. You miss, I hit, bullseye. Somewhere in the replay that you can see that his pace has done the trick. Well away. Tried to play inside edge. The mistaken has played well within his line, but the ball hits back onto the stumps. How unlucky. Nothing too wrong with the shot. He's taken a stride forward as well. But the quick pace has done the trick. 2 wickets down. 4 overs completed. 21. A moment and the matter in the T20 game is to hold your nerve, and the patient team turns out to be virtuous and victorious. 2 wickets down, as long as the team UZ Markhor has self-belief, the way they've dragged the total back from 200, where the total was looking to mount at 200, to 180, they can still do it if they believe. But the under edge takes the ball outside the circle. Did they get one? Collect 1 run. And if you're consulting someone and you want to know how this run chase is possible, similarly in your immigration, Cadvisor is our sponsor. You can reach out with the consultation, just with the masterpiece of consultation what UZ Markhor needs at this point of time. All the wheels working in sync. Everything smooth for one team in black and gold and the green boys. Used his bat speed well. The ball should trickle back to the fence. Was inches away to go back to the fence to collect 4 runs. This has been the case where we've seen shots from Summit's bat, which were really pleasing, was serene to eyes, have not been declared as 4 runs just because of the extra layer of grass we have on the outfield. Start of the season, this is how the grounds are going to be, but it's a little disappointing for a batter when you know that you've played the shot well and you have to collect runs for that shot, knowing that it's going to be a boundary in any other ground. Oh, lovely. Good use of the feed. I close my eyes and you tell me where the ball is going, and I predict that's going to be 6. How good is that to hit with the line? Is held the shape, goes with the line, flows of the bat, free flowing runs. Great shot. They need a couple of boundaries to build that momentum, and the team was sitting in a frail manner in the dugout to say that we are still in the hunt. Should come back for a second one. And they get 2. Good over in respect of the batting team. 11 of the over. The Rubes bowled 3 overs, is conceded 23. 5 overs done, another over remaining to complete the power play. 6.40 an over, 150 needed. The way the T20 is evolving, 150, 10 and over. It's not a high ask, you'd see, but looking at the conditions, the type of outfield we have, it's a little difficult if the batter is hitting along the carpet. Karanpreet into the attack for his third over. He's been phenomenal. How good a shot is that? 4 runs. Or no? I'm having too much of caffeine here with the coffee, I feel. Because the fact of the matter is, if you see on any ground, if you don't have that extra inch of grass that's holding the ball, there's 4 runs, but no runs here. Clank of the bail, bails flying across, sending back another batter. Karanpreet Badshah is on song. There you go with the replay. Quick pace, the speedster is here. A fast bowler without aggression. Is he even a fast bowler? Very few that you would say that have no aggression. If you have controlled aggression, except for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, a medium pacer, fast medium, you would say, but likes of Mitchell Stark, Mitchell Johnson, someone who are known for their hostility, threatening pace, and their aggression, who are feisty. Straight to the fielder. Trying everything. 3 wickets already in the power play. Feat achieved by Karanpreet Badshah. 67 or 69 players have been released by Patiala Shahi this season. The agenda was to regroup, rethink, and bring in the culture of seriousness. How serious of a shot that is, how good. I'm short of words. The stuttering from my side is to find the words, find the adjective to label the shot. The pace was there, but the dexterity from the batsman, who was well aware where the fielders were, sent the ball flying, couple of bounces to the boundary. And again, 4 runs. Says you've had enough. I'll send you back. Get some rest, skipper. It's just the stumps. Karanpreet's having dart practice here. It's just the 3 stumps, 3 sticks, what Karanpreet Badishah is seeing at the minute at Teramoto. And he's all over the place. This is some sort of pummeling from Patiala Shahi, to use at Markhor's. 4 wickets down, and the power play hasn't ended. 38 on board. They're looking different here from the game one. They've definitely gone back to the board and come back strong. The start of the innings, we were talking about the scratch and the start of every game, irrespective of how champion side you are, how good of a player you are, how bad of a player you are. The game ends once you are back to your dugout, you're away from the field, you go back, and when you start fresh, there are always new records, there are always new feats to be achieved. Has got 2 wickets in the over. Sat Simranjeet, who's had a splendid outing with his spin. What an over to remember. 2 runs and a wicket in the last over. Will he be troubled by the speedster? Gautam Gambhir used to do this in his captaincy while he was the captain of the side in KKR, where the conventional captaincy, we would be discussing about GG's captaincy after this over. 6 overs completed and scores 38 on the loss of 4 wickets. Karanpreet's got an over remaining, 4 wickets on his name. Will he be managed to get a fifer? This is a good balance in Patiala Shahi of the young brigade and experienced players. Got Sheel, Yuvraj, and other more players who are captained by, well, Jannat young as well. Well, they've got the experience players who can take the youngsters under their wing. The likes of Vashal, Koinur, Dilroop has been around the side. Full toss straight on the bat, away from the short covers. We were talking an over ago about the GG's captaincy while he was there in the stint of KKR. But KKR has found the gem the like of Sunil Narain. Good collect. Very well done. Good glove work behind the stump. He's saved at least a couple. Where in 2012, 13, and 14, within those years, where we would see that 2 overs and 2 overs, the bowlers would bowl in partnership. To each bowler, Gautam Gambhir used to utilize the bowler well who was bowling to come back and bowl a third one as well. Just like the over where Ishant Sharma, who was young, was taken to Australia, who bowled against Ricky Ponting. Saurav Ganguly, the captain, who asked him to bowl, who asked him if he can bowl a one more, and he says yes. That's what happens when the momentum's created. Nicely played, showing his bat to get one from gully and point. The momentum when the bowler's in his own element, the bubble forms, right? When the bowler knows what he's doing, it's usually easy. You don't have to do much. It's very easy for the bowler to pick. Clipped off his pads, is halfway, should be a direct hit. Comes back in time, is home. .41 on board. 4 wickets down, 7 completed. Slowly the run rate's climbing up as the over passes. The run rate will gallop. There's no one around the corner. They'll still get one. Seven overs completed. 42 on board of 4 wickets. Right move. They've got enough bowling lineup left. Shield's got 4 overs. If they're thinking to utilize Shield, Dilroop has been bowling. Think he might have a couple of more overs. He can bowl. Samit can come handy as a spinner. Fourth over. Very well timed. Rotates along the pull that he's played. Is that going to be a 5th wicket, or 4 wickets is what will keep him content? Between the stumps. We'll give him one. A recap what had happened at the toss. Patiala Shahi winning the toss and electing to bat first. Rightly chosen decision. They mounted a total of 181, giving a target of 182 for UZ Markhor to chase down and testing them back at the keeper. How rare, it's a rarity that at times with a good save, the wicket keepers at times with their efforts go unnoticed. Because quick stumping, quick movement laterally is good, but the extra piece of effort with wides and the acknowledgement from the keeper that the ball is bowling right was high on the bat. There's a fielder, but the light does the trick and keeps the batsman alive. in the contention of the game, where you can see comes down, could not time it well. There was a fielder there. The late start, he was hesitant to go after the ball. Pushes it for one. One more delivery to negotiate from Karanpreet's over. He'll have to do something magical if he wants the accolade of Pfeiffer on his name. Nicely negotiated. 4 overs, figures to remember for Karanpreet and Patiala Shahi team. That what Karanpreet has done in power play is that he's managed to pick up 4 wickets, bowled 4 overs, and given just 22 runs with his pace. His bowling figures are going to be clinical. .49 just of 8 overs. In fact, that should have been vice versa. Just 49 of 8 overs. They are in deep trouble here. Hassan Adil and Sat Simranjeet. 17 of 13. Bhagwan Singh. Back of the length. They've been on their feet. Team PSC. With every delivery as we progress deeper into the game. 50 comes up for UZ Markhor. And again, most of the wickets have come from the batters being bowled out. Zinger's light, and the batter knows the danger sign, the red light, sending back the batter. That is a change of pace. Bhagwan bowled 2 deliveries with full speed, and this time he cemented himself. No real movement laterally, forward or backward from the batter, and sends the batsman to dugout. We know that the umpires know that as well. What the verdict is: 5 wickets down for 50. Get Patel. New batter. There hasn't been really any adjustment with the field because the type of proceedings that have been happening in the innings, except for one, everything's been bowled out. Directed that bouncer towards his body. They're making it hard for the boys in green. They're squeezing them and clustering them, making them work hard for every single. If Patiala Shahi wins, it's going to be an expansive win for them. They need something miraculous. You said Markhor from here. So far, 3 runs with a ball to bowl. Goes outside off stump. Tries to push it, nudge it, but flies to the keeper's pouch. That ends the over. 9 overs completed. The score is 52 off 5 wickets. Will be a dream come true for the Cricket Canada team who's going to the T20 World Cup. The boys in red will be representing Canada, playing against their idols. They're in the same group stage as India, Pakistan, and Ireland, against USA as well. The cricket trend, cricket fever, is soon to begin. Maybe it's been initiated, but with the T20 here, it's a matter of pride for the boys going to T20 World Cup. Sheel Patel's here, played for Surrey Jaguars and the GT20. Likes to keep his basics right. Doesn't meddle around with his lineup, the type he bowls, the off spinner he is. Is with a wit. Easy, smooth running. Uses his arm, the wide arm action. Usually it's always with the angle, but he uses his release point and the angles well. Respect for the Surrey Jaguars. It's got the good exposure. Why not? A talent like him needs that. Brings the batter down to the track. Good fielding effort. The type of effort we talk about, that you know that you're somewhere halfway to the game, but do not let those easy runs come to the opposition. Let them struggle. Good punch. And the raider there at long off has been kept busy. Good change of pace. He's picked that well. He's picked him up way before his bowl, and he was ready for the slower ball right in the slot, freed his arms, and he bludgeoned that to mid wicket. Six ends the over. 63 off 10 overs. We are halfway through the second innings. 63 on board, trying to focus. Bali Samra on the boundary line. He's played cricket, encourages his son, has always been a rock solid support for Yuvraj. He must be giving his valuable insights about the game. He's always got something to talk about the game. Picked off to the gully, gets one. Is it too much to ask for a team where they have to score 12? But the concern is still they have a possibility. It isn't over till it's over. In T20 cricket, 12 and over, but the wickets what they have is just five, straight to the fielder at short mid wicket. Firm push of the back foot to get one. 20 World Cup games which are going to be held in West Indies, USA. It's going to be good exposure for the audience here in North America. Surprisingly, the first nicely cut away, but the batter finds the fielder. Most of us think that the first game in Canada was played somewhere in 2000s, but it is a fun fact to know that it was played in 1930s or 40s, if I'm not wrong with my knowledge. If someone in the viewers knows exact date, you can comment and let us know as well. That'll help me expand my horizon of knowledge. So yeah, there was the first game that was played here in Toronto for Canada, and the teams like Pakistan, India have been on and off on a visit. And this has been a good season for Cricket Canada because they've regained their ODI status. And how about the ICC qualifiers as well? There are a lot of cricket that has happened here that will be discussed after this over's over because 11 overs been completed and the score's on 66 after 5 wickets. You don't see this very often. Seldom we see Yuvraj rolling his arm. It's been that kind of day that Yuvraj has been everywhere. They've given the ball to him as well. Maybe you can pick one or two wickets for us. Nicely played. He's played that well, guided, used the angle. The ball was, however, going down the leg. Close to a Natraj shot, but not actually a Natraj shot because usually a hook is pulled on it. We were having a conversation about how the culture is cultivated in this team, how keen the management is, as keen as this Yorker, how keen the management is to cultivate a culture and foster that, to inculcate the values of team for camaraderie, uses tries to use the pace, but he was smart to slow the ball. If we can have a look at the detailing of Patiala Shahi, Patiala Shahi team's jersey, you find the symbols deflected by his fellow batter, gets one. Symbols like power, courage, determination. This is a good culture to have within the team, because similarly, the type of jersey what Australia wore against India at once represented the indigenous culture. This is important. That shows what your team is made of, what your values are made of. 12 overs completed. The scores on 72 of 5 wickets. Eight overs remaining, 110. A big ask. The conversation still continues because we were talking about the factors, the elements that are included, the speed, the agility. Australia has been one of the successful teams, undoubtedly, in the cricketing world. And if someone's and the symbols that symbolizes Patiala Shahi's jersey is their heritage. Because all the way, the team started by the boy from Patiala, Jimmy Sharma, is down to the roots. It was nothing but a vision turned into dream, dreams into reality. Been fighting against the odd. For most of them, this vision might seem like unreal, but for the boy who hails from Patiala, started his club, managed the players well, because the well being of the players is very much important. Full toss could have hit anywhere and decided to hit at backward square for one. The colors representing the rise of Patiala Shahi. What their motto is, the brightness, fluorescent colors. Every team having their own culture. The heritage from Patiala, the legacy will be taken forward. Dance of the feet, shimmies down. That's been hit like a tracer bullet. No chance. Save your feet, save your legs for a shot like that. The ball's got enough legs, just couple of bounces. That's been the major difference. If you're hitting with that brute force, and you know that the ball is going to have just couple of bounces, somehow that'll land into fence. Off the feet this time, he's displaying his array of shots. 67 to 69 players, exact number that have been released by the team. To have that feeling, to have that grit, have the passion to represent the club and create that seriousness of the game that, this team is here for a reason, for a purpose. You can see the run rate, run worm chart between Patiala Shahi and UZ Markhor. At one point, the ascension in the last overs was stopped by the spinner. Credit to Simarjeet and Tahali, you cannot forget him. The 4 overs that his ball, he's definitely gone wicketless, but not unnoticed. And with your efforts, you do not want to go unnoticed here in Canada. You know where to reach out to Cadvisor for any of your immigration consultancy. Down the track, is it high, handsome, and long enough to collect half a dozen from straight of the wicket? 6 runs. They have come a little late to the party, and that'll awaken the dugout of UZ Markhor from the slumber. "93 required of 6.4 overs. Are we going to see anything close like Sunrisers Hyderabad and Punjab Kings match that was played by the batters Ashutosh Sharma and Shashank Singh? Goes down the leg, given wide. The difference is going to be the extra 14 runs, which were in extras by the bowling team when UZ Markhor was bowling. That's going to pinch them. And the explosiveness, which could not be diffused by the bowlers in the initial start of the innings. Hassan Adil batting on 29 of 28 deliveries. Ankit, Ankit Patel of 29 of 17. 14 runs required. An over from here. 91 runs to be scored of 6.3 overs. Gets the under edge. Survives a wicket that we've seen coming off the bat. Inside edge that resulted in a wicket. Bowling off Karanpreet Badishah's over. How good has he been with his bowling skill? Bowling skill is being taken on. Gives the treatment back to the stylish opener Yuvraj, who was phenomenal with his batting. Says this is how it hurts when you hit our bowlers. 6 runs to collect. Long levers. Can see that in the replay. How well he's pummeled that between long off and long on. "14 overs completed. The score is 97 of 5 wickets. 6 overs remaining. 85 needed from 6 overs. The slow start for the innings and the wickets are going to prove costly for the UZ Markhor. I wouldn't see the team going down this lightly or they backing off this easily, because this team's got that fighting spirit always, and they've testified with the effort in the first half where Patiala Shahi was making the batting look so easy. But in the last phase, 4-5 overs, the way they've backed themselves up The captain, the bowlers on the field. A nicely played. This is coming towards our side and 4 runs to collect. Squats a little and punishes the ball between square leg and backward leg for 4 runs. Batsman was also startled by the delivery. Some part of the bat was unsure where the ball was, but got a run. The boundaries have been a difference. Oh, lovely. That's a full toss and a gift. Gift to the boundary raider, who's at long on. Could have hit anywhere, but he has decided to create a little more difficulties for the captain, who is inside the shed, by giving his wicket away. Another wicket bites dust. That brings on a new batter to the crease. Shields got a wicket to his name. There was a full toss. He would have been kicking himself for losing control on the ball. But somehow, when you feel that it's worst delivery and the batter gets a little too excited at times, the worst deliveries give you the best result. Exactly as the same scenarios in our lives too. When we feel that this has gone the wrong road down the line, and yet it manages us to give at times the best results. Ball remaining to finish us over. Quick on the feet. He's got his gloves on first, and into his pouch might have created the question mark for the umpire to reconsider and contemplate on the decision that he is to be making. 15 done, and let's take a look at the run worm chart. The blue line for Patiala Shahi, where you see is floating up without touching the ground. You see how the runs have been scoring. That's how their run trajectory has been. First over they were at 9, and then second over at 20. And the x-axis, y-axis shows you the overs and the runs that they've scored. So far, the batting scorecard looks like this, where Ishan Patel scored 10 of 12, Tahali of 4, Danish 8, Hassan Adil batting, trying to make something for the team, trying to find Amar Khalid, who was dismissed of 4 runs. Simarjeet Simranjeet bowled out by Bhagwan, and Ankit Patel by Sheel, caught by Kohinoor at boundary. A full toss that brings Mohsin to the crease. Hit that one hard to Summit. Vishal, who had great outing in Lakeshore Cricket League on his previous match, was dismissed cheaply today against UZ Markhor as into action for bowling. Is known for his contribution, always trying to contribute somehow, either with bat, ball, or field. Could not do it with bat, but is it going to be by ball in his hand? We were talking about this keeper coming under the ball. Will he settle? Will settle on ground by missing a catch. Cries going down. A life rewarded. There you can see he was down. Played it too early. Top edge. Was nowhere near. Had to dive. Could not make a quick judgment. Usually Jannat, a safe pair of hands behind the. That is a good shot. That is a good shot. And Jannat would be kicking himself. Don't look at Vishal after the shot's been hit. Was trying to do the same thing on the previous delivery, but played it a little too early. 114. Hassan Adil batting on 48. Oh, that shot was by Hassan Adil. I mistook it as Mohsin Sajjad. Changed his end. But yes, if we have a comparison between the shots what Mohsin was trying to play, that was a little too early, but Hassan Adil got better hold of the execution. End of 16th over, 115 on six wickets. 67 required of 4 overs. With the historical data that we had, always any score over 140 is a little challenging, but if there's anything over 60, 160, 180, is going to be a tough ride. Ride full of bumps. Shield to continue. Cuts to the fielder at backward point. Ropes inside the circle. It's Marshall well. Is down on a knee to the backward square and comes back for the second. And that brings 50 for Hassan Adil. Has been the only reckoning force for user Markhor, and he wouldn't be that happy, but something to cherish as his 50 runs that he's been standing tall while the wickets have been falling from one side. It's always difficult to hang in there alone when you've got less support from your fellow players. But somehow Adil keeping the fight, good collect from behind the stumps. Slow through the air. Bring out the broom. 17 overs completed. The score's on 121. 6 wickets down. 61 runs required of 18 balls. Which is too fictional to happen. Patiala Shahi are almost. Cameraman with his cameraman tricks. Tries to bring out the scoop. This formality and regulation that is remaining that Patiala Shahi will have to carry out now. Unless someone, a mystic force that has come into the batter of. That's good. That's really good. But Kohinoor usually takes that 12 out of 10 times, but this time he's dropped. Was hit hard. You can see comes down the track. Great speed. Just like a lumberjack. Trying everything here. His rolling, his falling. 2 times that he tripped in his own bowling. Now he's trying to do everything what he can to at least get closer to the total. 125 on board. It's a big ask of run rate. 22. There's a question from the batter asking how was that not a wide? Comes down the track back to Vishal. Yes, you can see that. Every time the ball is hit back to the fielder or the bowler, they are sore. Sent down to Karanpreet Badshah. What a night he's having. What a night he's had with 4 wickets down. That he alone himself took half of the side. That made the task easy for Patiala Shahi team. 2 overs, 12 balls remaining, 28 required. 56 to score. Dilroop with his last over. Making a little adjustment to the field. Going down, appeal. There's no excitement from anyone except for the captain himself. At least 1 wicket would give Dilroop an extra inch of smile on his face. Straight onto the pads. Will keep them happy with 1. Excellent Yorker. Excellent Yorker to follow the batter. He nailed that right in the block hole. Straight coming at the square leg. Samit Gohil to chase, and he's done good work. Relentless effort in the deep to save 2 runs for the team. What an addition he's been to Patiala Shahi cricket this season. He'll be spoken of as batting skill set, and also now is displaying that it's just not batting. In the game one, we've seen the sparkles of bowling, and also in the field now. Tries for a scoop. That ends the over. 4 overs done for Dilrup. Just a regular day at the office, nothing too fancy. 28 runs that he's conceded. 50 runs required for UZ Markhor to win. That's how the bowling scorecard looks like, and one figure, one person that you wouldn't want to take your eyes off as Karanpreet Badishah. What excellent overs that he's bowled. 4 wickets, Bhagwan Singh's 1 wicket, 3 overs, 10 run. How economical he's been. Vishal's last over should be concluding the proceedings here at Teramoto. But before that, we've got 5 more deliveries coming. Patiala Shahi team, they were the champions of the group stage, the league stage, in fact, in the BDCL night. This will be a comprehensive victory for them. They've come good with bat, good with ball, and we've seen some display, some extraordinary efforts on the field by the fielders. They'll go back home proudly. But if you're thinking that this is the victory that'll keep them happy, but they've got another opponent coming, there'll be a showdown again that you'd see the boys in black and gold battle along, keeping their spirits high and continuing their rise. Straight to the fielder. It's been a little sloppy. There's one catch drop. And now on the field, Yuvraj Samra. Usually expect him to come on the ball. And that's the last over. And this is an expansive win for Patiala Shahi. Yes, they might have fallen in the first game, but not to be forgotten. That's how the phoenix rises from its ashes. The team continues and will continue the rise. This is just the beginning that the Patiala Shahi boys have embarked on this journey of winning in the BDCL T20 night. What a game they've had. 70 runs, 70 odd runs from Yuvraj and the opening pair that has done the damage. detrimental damage done, and then comes on Samit Gohil that helps the team Patiala Shahi shape the partnership and construct them to build this victory. They comfortably win by 45 runs. What a game they've had. And this would be from us till we sign off. Until we see you, thank you for joining us. Thanks to our sponsors. And this is it from Teramoto and us.